I want to start this video by first thanking all of you stone cold losers out there for entertaining me so much over the last 24 hours. In the lead up to President Donald Trump's historic visit to the United Kingdom, virtue signalling leftists such as Jeremy Corbyn, Owen Jones and the pipsqueak himself, Sadiq Khan, took the opportunity to promote themselves by dividing the country about something that should have been absolutely bipartisan. The President of the United States has travelled to the UK on a 3-day state visit to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the D-Day landings, the largest seaborne invasion in history and the crucial turning point in the war against Adolf Hitler. The President came on behalf of 320 million Americans from all walks of life. Ironically, some of the rhetoric these idiots regressed to was labelling the elected leader of the American people as a Nazi, even though he's there to celebrate the joint US and UK defeat of the real Nazis. Go figure. The media was no better. BBC and Sky News both used the famous Trump blimp to ridicule the president. But in true Trump fashion, his response was priceless, especially to the pipsqueak. Sadiq Khan used the days before his visit, pretending he speaks on behalf of all Brits in the media and online, branding Trump as a fascist and as a growing global threat and demanding Britain not be rolling out the red carpet for him because it was un-British. Well, the moment Trump landed, he tweeted this in response. Sadiq Khan, who by all accounts has done a terrible job as Mayor of London, has been foolishly nasty to the visiting President of the United States, by far the most important ally of the United Kingdom. He's a stone-cold killer, a stone-cold loser who should focus on crime in London, not me. And he's bloody right, you can't argue with that. The fact is, Sadiq is failing as London Mayor. He's let the place become known as Londonistan, the stabbing capital of the world that is no longer an English city. I don't blame him for wanting to shift the focus from his failed job in an attempt to cement himself as the hero of the left. But Sadiq Khan is no hero, and he's very selective about which bad men he so bravely objects to coming to his city. He hardly had a problem with leaders of Saudi Arabia and China previously visiting, for example. Is he really claiming that Trump is worse than Mohammed bin Salman and President Xi Jinping? Really? Now for the icing on the hypocritical cake. Sadiq Khan, in his previous job as a lawyer, as a human rights lawyer, passionately defended the notorious Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan, who has denounced white people as devils and described my people, Jews, as blood-sucking cockroaches, and even called Hitler a very great man. But apparently, Trump is the Nazi, according to him. Khan even led a legal bid for Farrakhan's ban on travelling to Britain to be lifted, and denied his client at the time was either anti-Semitic or a preacher of racial hatred. Yes, Sadiq Khan. The truth is, Sadiq, Jeremy Corbyn and Owen Benjamin don't speak for the majority of Brits. They are just a part of the very vocal minority. How do I know? Well, because recent history and the current polls tell us so. I'm not the biggest fan of Nigel Farage, especially in regards to his weird stance on Islam. Define moderates. There is one Islam.
I meet them every single... I think you're missing a trick here. I think you are saying that everybody that's Islamic is, hard line on the religion. The vast majority are not. The vast majority of people of Islamic faith living in Britain are pretty well integrated into our society. I had lots of them vote for me.
But I can't wait to see him become the next Prime Minister of Great Britain. And he will, 100%. The man launched his Brexit party less than 3 months ago, which smashed their way through the European elections. They're going to be walking into the EU as the largest single party to be represented there. The best part is they won on the single issue of leaving that same corrupt institution. But it gets better. Nigel Farage's party, the Brexit party, is now polling higher than both the major parties in the UK. This proves that Trump's good mate Farage is more popular than any of those clowns. People may be scared to show their public support of the Trumps and the Farages in a real fear of being labelled a fascist, a Nazi, or even worse, losing their jobs. But when given the chance in the privacy of the ballot box, the majority of Brits stand with Farage and by association with Trump. So you morons who actually followed Corbyn, Owens and Khan onto the streets of London to protest Trump with your sad little blimp. Firstly, remember, the only reason you're out there today is because of the heroic British and American forces that fought, bled and died that day 75 years ago to protect your freedoms to do so. Try show some respect. And know that all your jumping up and down changed nothing. President Donald J. Trump is enjoying his state visit and the red carpet was rightfully laid out for him. I met you all last time you had a hissy fit about Trump in London, and I realised then that you did not pose much of a threat. Are you calling Trump a monkey? My question is, would you do that? Would you do that with Obama? Would you call Obama a monkey? No. Oh, that's racist, guys. What do you hate about Trump?
I think he's got mental health issues.
He's got mental health issues. That's a good argument. Let's say he's been cleared by a psychologist. What policy of Trump's do you not like? What do you hate? What's his?
Ryan, help me out. I'm against Trump and also against Brexit.
Oh yeah, you've got
yes, very anti-Trump. I mean,
what policies of Trump don't you like?
Well, I don't like the fact generally that he's being pushed around by the NRA. I don't like the fact that he thinks he can stick in everyone else's business. For example, he's telling Theresa May how to handle the Brexit deal.
Can I ask how many of you are here today?
What do you mean? There's two of us.
Why is there only two of you?
Well, why is there only two of us? Flights from Australia is very expensive.
Here, like 24
and the jet lag is certainly not worth London. No offence to good London people, but
there may be others here. Yeah, where are they? I don't know. Probably too scared to show their faces.
What is that? What was the question?
My question is, why is there only two of you here?
What are you referring to us, Aussies? Who are you talking about?
I don't understand what.
What's the question? Can you...
There's two Australians or two people or lost in translation? Yeah.
What are you referring to?
I don't understand.
We'll answer your question happily. Just speak English because we're in London. I know most people here don't speak English anymore, but all right, cool. Let's keep moving. You're happily disrespecting proud Americans, millions and millions of Americans, and those that have died for that flag to defend the rights you get to enjoy. The fact that you get to stand here today, the fact that you get to stand here today and do this is thanks to people who fought for that flag. Disgusting, disgraceful, and these people don't realise it. So you're the leader of the white supremacy.
Shame on you! Shame on you!
In fact, thanks to you, the majority of the UK is now waking up. They're sick of your petty tantrums, and you are the ones that are literally motivating the people to vote for the exact change you are so desperately trying to stop. Continue screeching in your pathetic echo chambers and just try and enjoy both Brexit and Farage and a Farage-led government coming your way. But maybe take fewer drugs so you don't get to miss all the action.
We are sensible defenders of humanity and freedom and non-racism and non-oppression. Those puking there are fascist, evil scum. They want to hurt us, they want to crush us, they want to hurt black people, Asian people, Muslim people, white people, gay, straight, anybody that isn't a fascist piece of puke. If they're not fascist puke, they will attack you. You've got to be non-fascist
the truth is, most Brits agree with the naked cowboy that I met a few months ago in New York.
Trump's gonna take those regulations off the back of those corporations. Sounds like a good idea to me. Trump's gonna build a wall. That wall's gonna protect us all. Sounds like a good idea to me.
Oh my God, I love this guy.
Gonna get the economy moving again. We're lower taxes for you, my friend. Sound like a good idea to me. Gonna finally scrap Obamacare. It's a piece of crap. It ain't fair. Sounds like a good idea to me. Trump's force all the ladies family leave for their babies. Sounds like a good idea to me. LGBT's okay, but 3 bathrooms is a little gay. Sounds like a good idea to me. It's gonna go down in the annals. Trump got the bang, Stormy Daniels. Sounds like a good idea to me. Trump gave NAFTA square, NAFTA or NATO, make them pay their fair share. Sounds like a good idea to me. We go all day. Gonna protect Israel's Iron Dome to keep those nukes from flying home. Sounds like a good idea to me. So thank God for Donald J. Trump, my friends, keeping the Western civilization great again. Sounds like a good idea to me. Don't be a chump. Support Trump. Get us out of this economic slump. Sounds like a good idea to me.
Oh my God, God bless America.
Because all lives matter, throw those thugs in the slammer. Sounds like a good idea to me. All day, baby. Trump, #1, Trump 2020. Anything else is stupid.